My name is Faith, and I have some stories to tell. I'm a Boxer Bulldog mix. My mom and dad met me while I was being cared for at the Best Friends Animal Society in Utah and decided they wanted to adopt me. Now, I live in Muncie, Indiana, with Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary founders Pamela and Mike. In fact, I'm the ambassador for Grateful Rescue. It's a pretty sweet life. Sometimes I help my dad at the office, while other times I just demand attention from my mom. Tonight, we want you to gather around and listen to fun, interesting stories. We call it Faith's Book Nook. Each week, we pick a local celebrity or special person in the community to read a children's book that has an animal theme. We live stream it here each week. To be honest, I'm not sure what a live stream means. Anyways, make sure you're in your comfy chair because we're about to listen to a great story together at Faith's Book Nook.
Well, it's certainly a different kind of reading tonight. Not quite a book.
I love that. It is a different kind of reading. It was very exciting.
So it's been a little bit. What you're about to see is from Grateful Fest, and we are grateful once again to the thousands of people that came out. You may not have caught this demonstration. There was so much going on at Grateful Fest. You may have missed the fact that Animal Communicator Cindy Huff joined us, came in from Cincinnati, Ohio, and joined us for the day and treated us to her amazing gift and sharing it with Pamela and Faith and finding out what Faith had to say about her life with you and being such a big part of Grateful Rescue. So looking back, I mean, it's been a little bit now, not to spoil anything for anyone, but what was it like for you to have that first experience with an animal communicator?
I was amazed. I was absolutely amazed. I know they say take it or leave it, is that you believe or you don't believe. And I walked into it with an open mind. And I walked out amazed. She knew nothing before, and that is really what was so intriguing to me because there were so many things that she hit the nail on the head, and she knew nothing, no way of knowing before. She didn't know Faith. It was the very first time she had ever seen Faith. And some of the things she said, I was like, no way. How did you know this?
Well, we're excited to be able to bring this to you tonight. And I would say, just like Pamela, go in with an open mind and watch this amazing experience because I am someone, I've known Cindy a long time, a similar story, Pamela. She was on my radio show. She wasn't even in the same room with my cats. All she had was a picture. And, and it was like, who is this woman who knows my cats? So we are excited that you're with us tonight, and we will be as you're watching this reading tonight, we'll be checking in. I'm excited to kind of see Pamela's reactions as we revisit this day back in August, and we would love your comments as things go along, and we'll be right back here with you once the reading's done. So are you ready for this, Pamela?
I am so ready. I love this so much.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go.
We, as people, communicate with our five senses, right? Sound, sight, okay? Body language, okay? So sight, hearing, body language, feeling, okay? If this girl was upset right now, I'm sure we would know. Right? Because her body language would tell us she was upset. Right now, she just wants to go make friends with the schnauzer over there. Okay? And that's fine. So, animal communication adds another way of getting information besides the five physical senses. Okay? It uses a sixth sense, which is called telepathy. And in order for me to do this and to get information from telepathy, With this, yes, we have to form kind of a temporary heart connection, and that's what we've been doing here for the last 5 minutes or so. And she's so pretty. She is such a beautiful girl. I know. I know, sweetheart. Yes. She's talking about how grateful she is to you, because her life in the beginning wasn't a real nice thing, and you saved her as far as she's concerned. All right, so thank you for that. So how did I get that information? All right, I got that information in a couple of different ways. I got a feeling of gratitude, just kind of like boom, went through. I've already got a little bit of a heart connection with her, and I felt her heart just fill with love for her. So she understands that then is then, now is now, and that now means love, now means forever. And she's going to take care of you for the rest of her life to the best way she can. So don't go sneaking in her house, because this one will bark, her big bark, and that will be it. She'll be awake. All right, but that's what I do. And that the cool thing about using telepathy is that I can get emotions, I can get sounds, I can get visuals, I can get little movie clips in my head. It all comes from them, okay? So my job is simply to let her ask questions, and I will telepathically ask her the question. I'll speak out loud for you all, but I'm telepathically asking her and then coming back and telling you what she said or what she felt or however she's going to give it to me, okay? So the first thing I always like to ask is, and I do this just to get information for the human, is how she's feeling in her body. So Miss Faith, yes, okay. I know. She has to pee when we're done, just so you know. She just told me that. Okay, so how are you feeling in your body, sweetheart? And she doesn't have to stare at me, okay? I've already got the link. I got that before we started. So how are you feeling in your body? Is anything bothering you that Mom needs to know about? Okay, so she's starting to develop some things in the hips, in the sense that she has trouble sometimes when she's sitting, getting up, okay? So got a little bit of that going on. Okay, let me see. Give me a minute. What, sweetie? Which one? She's also starting a little bit of discomfort in this area. Okay, so you have routine vet checks with her, correct? Okay. Talk to your veterinarian a little bit about, and I want you to really notice, watch her when she gets up from laying down and watch her lay down, okay? And if you start seeing a change in how she does that, that's something you really need to talk to your vet about, okay? All right. Okay, but is anything hurting? Okay, she's starting to feel some stuff in here and in the lower back. So again, talk to your vet. Next exam, say, hey, would you really check out the hips and the solar, the sacral area of the back? Could you please just check that out, and you pay attention to see if there's any stiffness, okay? All right. Okay, what do you want to know?
Well, you actually just answered a lot of things.
Sorry, I do not do telepathy with people. I don't know.
She did rush straight to the car and didn't pee, so I know for a fact.
Yeah, she has to pee.
She has to pee. She was dumped in the canyon at Best Friend Sanctuary. That's where she was found. And I was wanting to know if she is happy making the move from Utah to Indiana and living with us.
Okay.
And she loves me.
Okay. All right, so sweetheart, yeah. So, do you remember?
And did she have puppies?
Oh, okay, well, we'll save the puppies for a minute or two, okay? So, do you remember where you came from when you were younger? Do you remember? Okay. And what happened? Okay, she wasn't dumped. Her person got lost. Okay, and couldn't find her. So her person got lost, got their way out, couldn't find her. She was in a loving home. All right? She was in a loving home. Somebody cared a great deal about this dog. Okay? So it wasn't somebody dumping a dog in a canyon. It was somebody who got lost and got separated from the dog and found their way out and couldn't find her.
Oh, good.
Okay? So that's and she, what do you think about living in this place instead of where it's like hot and with red rocks and stuff? This is better. Why is this better? You know, if a dog could do duh, the teenage girl duh, that's what I would. That's what she'd be doing. It's not as hot. She's got a sense of humor. I love it. She's got a sense of humor. This is good. She's fine. She doesn't have to stare at me. She's fine. We're fine. Okay. So she likes it better here, not just because of the temperature. Also, she likes the green better. Now, I don't know what the science is around what dogs can see or not see in terms of colors. Okay, but there's this. Okay, is it smell or the smell? The smell too. The smells and the trees here. She doesn't like the direct sun. She doesn't like the heat as much. Okay, so this is better, she says. Okay. So what else?
Well, I wondered if she had puppies or no.
Did you have, okay, do you know what, did you have babies? Before you came to live with her, did you have babies? You did. How many babies did you have? Do you know? Did you have babies more than once? Let's try that. Did you have babies more than once, sweetheart? You did. Okay. Yeah. Did you like having babies? Did you like having your babies? No. Yeah. You were a good mama, I'll bet. You a good mama? She says yes. So she was a good mama. Probably 2 litters, something like 2 litters. They're not good at counting, but it feels to me like 2 litters. Okay. And I assume when she was found, they spayed her, correct?
Right, yes.
Okay, good. So she had at least 2. All right. She was also, I believe, owned. There was a man in the home where she was before, and he loved this dog. He was also very practical. He could make money from her puppies. Okay, but he was not unkind to her. She had water, she had food, and she had a place to sleep. She had shelter. Didn't get in the house a lot. So maybe more of an outbuilding, things like that. Something like that, okay? And breeding was her, there was a demand for puppies from her, okay? Because of the temperament. She's got the size, and she's got a kind temperament, so she's easier to handle than a more hyped up kind of pit mix, all right? You know, so it's this calm temperament along with her size that made her very desirable as a breeding dog, okay? But she likes her job better now. It bothers her that she doesn't know what happened to her puppies. She only hopes that, say it again? She hopes they're with people as kind as you are. That's her only hope, that they're with kind people. And she's very happy she doesn't have to have any more.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else do you want to know?
Okay, so at Best Friends, they had done the temperament testing, and they advised against her being with other dogs. And I've noticed that she's leash aggressive, but she's not as bad off leash. She's never been in a fight. But when I've had her on a leash, she's kind of like the drunk that says, "Let me at it," you know. But whenever she's not, she's okay. And she has recently befriended 2 of our littles that sleep in the same room.
Okay, so it's the problem occurs when she's on lead?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask her a question, because she's on lead now, and there's a very nice little dog right there So what do you think about that little dog? What do you think about that little dog? Is that a little dog allowed to be here? Is that little dog allowed to be here? Yeah, because it's not her space. Difference between her space. We were talking about this, weren't we? Yeah. It's her difference between her space and this is not her space. Okay? And she's with you. Now, if someone changed their body language towards you, I have no doubt she'd take care of it. Okay? Not because she's an aggressive dog, but because you're her person. And my little Portuguese Padango would do the same thing for me. All 13 pounds of him, all right? Take him out. Ankle biter. Dogs, when they feel loved and safe, will take care of their people in whatever way they need to. This dog does not have an aggressive bone in her body, okay? But she will take care of you. And she says, all they have to do is look at me. Yeah, I kind of get that. But that's okay, you know? It means you don't have to really do a whole lot, do you? Yeah, maybe bark. That would be good. Yeah, there you go. So what other questions? Keep going. She's doing really good. She's doing really well.
What does she think of the vet just put her on a new diet food, and it's like a metabolic
yuck.
It really stinks.
She was really quick about that. Yuck. Does not like it. Does not like it. Do you like the smell? No. Do you like the taste? No. She's really clear about that. Now,
She likes the cheap stuff.
okay. Now, So, but, and I'm not a vet, I'm not a dietitian. However, I have basset hounds, right? 2 of them. And they're very long-backed. So you can't let basset hounds get heavy, okay?
Right.
Because then they have back problems and they get paralyzed and that's it. So we're real diligent. Now, there are different ways to add bulk to a diet without adding calories. So what we do, and I'm not suggesting you do this because I'm not a vet and I'm not a dietitian. What I do for the big 60-pound basset and our other basset, they happen to like green beans.
She gets green beans.
Canned green beans. So because they like it, because it's a supplement to their kibble. So they get a nice balanced kibble, right? And they get some green beans, so they still get that bulk, but they're not.
It's like 20 calories.
Yeah, so that's what we do. I'm not a vet, I'm not a dietitian, but that's what we do to keep, because this dog is this long. Have you seen Bo? Yeah, he's this long, and and that's a lot of weight on a very long back. Does that make sense? So that's what we do, but it's a good thing to talk to your vet about too, and see if that's something your vet would agree with, of maybe using a vegetable or something like that to supplement and keep the calories down a little bit more. Okay? Because she is starting a little bit, she talked about her hips a little bit. She talked about right in here a little bit.
She was emaciated when we found her.
Yeah.
So she's went from one unhealthy end of the spectrum to the other.
Yep.
So yeah.
I understand. And because she was emaciated, let me ask her, do you know that you have enough food? That she always is going to give you enough food? Do you know that? Do you know that she will always give you enough food? Always. Every day of your life. Do you know that? I trust you. That's what that is. I trust you. Okay? That's huge. She loves you, yes, but she trusts you, and that's harder.
Does she know that she's the reason that this entire rescue and sanctuary was
Great
founded?
question. Great question.
Do you know that? That you see all these dogs around here and all these people that are here today with their dogs? Do you know? Yeah, do you know that's because of you and your mama? Do you know that? Yeah, they're here because of you and your mom and what you guys do, because you help her. Okay, let me tell you how you help her, okay? All right, hang on. You got a Kleenex? Because the way you help her is you take care of her. because she takes care of everybody else and all the other dogs that need help and all the other people that need to find those dogs. She takes care of them, and you take care of her. And that's why you're so important. And that's why you're so special. Okay? Oh.
Oh, shucks.
No. I said, okay?
Does that help her understand why there are other dogs and cats in her space?
Oh, do you foster?
Well, our rescues home. All of our dogs are like pets until they're adopted. We don't.
Okay, you're like my friend at United Yorkie Rescue, and my friends from Guardian Angel Basset Rescue.
Yeah.
Rescues like to do that kind of thing. Put them in homes or get them into homes where they can get socialized to people and other dogs. So, hey Faith, come here, sweetie. Can you come over here for a minute? Because I got to talk to you. Yeah, I got to talk to you. Do you know that all the kitties and the dogs that show up in your house, do you know that the ones that don't stay a long, long time? Yeah, do you know what you and Mom are doing? You're helping them find a forever home, just like you found your forever home with Mom. So you have a very important job to do with those dogs and those kitties. Yeah, you do. Yeah, because you're a sweetie, and they need to be around a sweet dog as much as around a kind human. Yeah, you do a great job. Yeah, you do. She's helping because she's solid and she's a big heart. So the animals that come into your home feel her and you.
Oh.
I forgot some of those things.
I was just going to say the same thing. I forgot how much we talked about with her.
Oh my God, I love that.
When she put her paw on your lap, like right as like, I trust you. Like that was.
I know. I couldn't believe it. And I'll tell you what, the very first thing she said is, I have to pee. And that I knew right from the start, because we were at Grateful Fest setting up since 7 a.m. and she didn't go out all day long. And as soon as we got her to the as soon as I got home to bring her to the festival, she ran straight to the car. So she didn't go potty before she got in the car. And then when we got out in the car, of course, we were like minutes away from the reading. And so we didn't have time to stop. Went straight there. I knew she had to pee. But Cindy didn't know she had to pee. I didn't know Cindy. Oh, she's got to pee. So that.
And we were on a schedule, right? It was like she like jumped in the car, like you guys flew out of the car, like you got to get in here. We got to start. So yeah, there was no time.
So I was amazed right off the bat, and a believer. And if you don't mind me mentioning that, I already was a believer because of what she had gone through with Johnny Storm when Johnny was a little sick, a lot sick. Okay.
Yes.
And I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about, but I do know that that you were heartbroken, and you were going to tell her that she needed to let him know that what was getting ready to happen. And he's like, no, I'm not. It was
crazy because it was, we got a diagnosis that it was essentially fatal. Maybe we could have taken him home and at best had a few more days, but we didn't want to put him through that. And I called my husband. I'm like, it's the worst. It's what we didn't want to hear. And I need you to come and we'll just say goodbye. I'm going to call Cindy and see if she can help us explain to him, because we'd only had him for, I don't even think maybe 6 weeks at that point.
Yeah.
And I called and, thankfully, Cindy, she tells you what the pets are saying. She's not there to give her opinion. She's there to be the communicator. And she said, he's saying absolutely not. He is not done. You are not to put him down today. He is going to continue. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know. Like, now my husband's on the way, and about 10 minutes later, we were connected with an experimental type of a research project, and we had nothing to lose. Like, let's do the research, let's see what happens. And here he is. And that would have never happened if it wasn't
Think
for
if you
Cindy.
wouldn't have known her, you would have put him down, not even knowing
Yeah.
anything better could be there.
Yeah.
And now he's perfectly healthy, correct?
Oh my gosh, he's so healthy. He's I tell him a gazillion times a day, he's my little angel.
Oh my God, I love
Even though he's naughty.
it. He's a naughty little angel.
He is. He is. And what I really have just admired about Cindy over the years of getting to know her, she has such a big heart for helping, and her goal is to help rescues, and her goal is to help people who are struggling with their pets so that they can have that good relationship they want to have, and understand, like, here's what's happening, and here's how you guys can fix it. I mean, it's just really beautiful. And even if your pet is not having Faith wasn't having any like major health issues or anything, but that conversation, you could tell it was that was meaningful and moving to you, and kind of confirmed. I mean, you can say this yourself, but I felt like watching you, it was sort of confirming to you, like, this bond.
Oh yeah. And the hip issue, she does get up she likes to lay on the couch. And whenever she gets off the couch, she does move slow. And I'm seeing some of these things, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe that's the hip issue. And at her yearly checkup, we will definitely talk about it. And sometimes she will lick and bite her backside. And I know she doesn't have fleas. It's not like she's scratching fleas. And I think she maybe is having a little pain, and possibly she's licking her backside because of that. So
Yeah.
that's coming up within the next couple weeks, and it will definitely be one of the first things we talk about, because I was amazed to see that when she said start watching her, and otherwise I wouldn't have thought about it.
Yeah.
Another
Well,
thing.
and I'll tell you, as I've come a long way in my journey, because there was a point where I did have to sit in a vet's office, and when they asked what I was doing there, I said I talked on the phone with a pet communicator today, and she said that my cat's head hurts. And it was pretty awkward to do that.
I'm sure they're like,
But
okay,
you know what?
crazy lady.
We checked. I'm like, just like, humor me. If a cat's head was hurting, what would you do to diagnose that? What would you do? And she took his blood pressure, and I'll tell you, her face was just, it lost all color, and she was like, his blood pressure is so high.
Isn't that amazing?
And then we started, double checking it, like, maybe it's high because we're at the vet and he's stressed. And we said, no, he would not have made it. And we didn't know. We thought he was sad that we had lost one of our other cats, and he may have been grieving, and that was what led to his high blood pressure, but we would have never known.
Right.
And so I've gotten to the point now where I have a relationship with my vet, who knows if I walk in the door and say, my pet communicator said,
Yes, yes.
just humor me and run the test, because the amount of times that my cats have told her something that it has turned out to be something we would not have known, right?
Right.
Has been amazing.
And for the listeners and viewers that don't know this, you can contact Cindy and she can read from a photo.
Yes.
So you do not have to be in front of Cindy like we were with Faith. And that is something else that I really am excited about, because something else I will utilize her in the future, because you have no idea how many times when our rescue is here at my home And these pets live as, or these rescues live as pets. They sleep with me sometimes. They're with me all day long. And many times I walk away crying my eyes out.
I bet.
Whenever they get adopted. And I know they're going to be happy, but I also know they're going to be heartbroken for a few days. Like, where did mom go? What just happened? And something I want Cindy to be able to help me with is to tell them that this is what's going on, that I am their temporary mom, getting them ready for their mom and their humans, their mom and
Yeah,
dads.
for their forever home. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
That
I
would
think
be
she's amazing.
amazing.
What's
Well,
that?
and I encourage people, we have done several times before we've adopted. We've asked the rescue, because Cindy always wants, she will always make sure you have to have permission to talk to an animal, right? She's not just gonna talk to animals. But we've asked the shelter, again, maybe this is weird, but can we have permission to communicate with this pet with an animal communicator to see if they want to live with us? And there have been pets that didn't want to live with us.
No way.
But like, we were figuring it out. Grayson, our cat, who everybody loves to follow, whose tongue is always out and I'm always posting pictures, he was one who we were actually communicating with another cat, and that other cat didn't want to live with us. We were like, well, what about the gray guy? And
So
he
wait,
knew.
did Grayson want to live with you?
Mm-hmm,
Oh,
totally.
okay.
No, he knew we were coming for. Like, he said, they're here for me.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Well, and another match made in heaven. I mean,
yes.
I
Yeah.
don't believe Grayson would be here without you either.
Oh goodness. The special needs kitty cats that need a little more help. They kind of have a radar. They know to find me. But I don't mind. That's what our home is
It's
for.
that universal thing that amazes us all, because
Yes.
everything's not a coincidence. And people who write things off as just a coincidence, I don't believe it for a minute.
No.
I think certain people cross your path for a reason. And I think definitely pets cross your path for a reason. Because
Absolutely.
we don't just save them, they save us.
Well, and that's what I love about what you have for a vision for Grateful Rescue. Is it's true. These pets are saving people as much as people are saving pets. Whether it's just finding the right member for your family, or it's that situation where you need to get out of an abusive home, and Grateful Rescue is that help along the way to help you and your pet. Or a vet who needs the comfort and love of a pet, and you do those kind of things. It's so different from any other organization I've been a part of, and it's such an honor to be by your side while you do this work.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to have you, and it just makes sense. People need animals, animals need people, and animals love to serve people. So this makes them happy to help. The animals are masters at healing hearts, and they know when they're being called to heal a heart. And I believe with all my heart that this is just the right thing to do, and it's good for everybody.
Yes. Well, if you would like to be involved in any way, whether it's to become a foster, or you are looking for a pet, or you want to learn about some of the programs that that we have with Grateful, just go to gratefulrescue.org. This has been a really fun night, Pamela. I'm so glad.
It has. It's been nice reliving. And always a pleasure to see you, my dear.
Yes, you too. Give Faith a little extra love from us tonight.
I
And
shall.
And we will see you all again for another Book Nook soon. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks. Bye.